on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. Local school district leaders look at a new bond proposal, what it could mean for area schools. And residents of Calhoun County now have a new way to support and protect the environment. Plus, the latest on a controversial strike in the Caribbean.
And if y'all are tired of the clouds and the rain, guess what? We've got just one more day of that, bringing us another cool and chilly day before. Good look at that. The sun is coming back, and we're looking at a beautiful weekend. All that weather is coming up.
And their Furio Bobcats battled the Mason Punchers in the 2A Division I Regional Finals last night. We'll give you the full highlights and the final score later in sport.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your Friday morning.
Friday morning, end of the week, weekend time.
Yes, and I know we finally got the cold weather we've been wanting.
We've been wanting for some time.
I'm ready for the sunshine, just a couple days of sunshine, and we can go back to this cold weather.
Yeah. Let's go back to the heat, shall we? But yes, Carolina is right. That is coming our way this weekend and all of next week. And we're going to look at all that here in a little bit, because before that lovely sun comes back out to heat us up, we're looking at another cloudy, chilly, wet, just kind of black kind of morning out there. 45 right now in Victoria County. Temperatures are running about 1 to 2 degrees warmer in the city. It says 46 right here, right outside the station here on Navarro. But dew point 41, 4 degrees off, bringing us 86% humidity. Not enough to worry about fog, so don't worry about that. But do worry about a little bit of rain on the wetness on the roads this morning. So if you're traveling, just stay safe, because you can see, looking at radar, we have, well, I guess, just all sorts of scattered showers and sprinkles happening this morning. But I want to let y'all know, I know this looks like a lot of rain. Anywhere you see the light or maybe kind of moderate green color, that's going to be a very light sprinkle, maybe even a light drizzle even. But anywhere you see the darker greens or the light yellow, that's going to be a light to moderate rain, light shower. So looking at where all the heaviest stuff is, that's going to be coming up into Goliad and eventually Refugio County as well. Normanna and Woodsboro, Refugio and Mullo, y'all are coming up within the next half hour to 45 minutes, so y'all get ready for that. But we're going to continue tracking this radar all morning long, because to our southwest, look at all that moisture that's still coming our way, y'all. So get ready, but also bundle up if you're headed out the door this morning. Starting out the day, all of us in the 40s. So a little bit chilly, bundle those kiddos up, and also grab them the calculator. It is still state testing week, and grab them the jacket. Like I said, it'll be cool all day. One more day. All those details next.
2 years ago today, Rafael Romero murdered 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina in her family apartment in Edna. On December 5th, 2023, after Lisbeth failed to appear at a Christmas parade, her mother discovered her stabbed to death in the bathtub of their Edna apartment. Her mother described Lisbeth as kind-hearted, goofy, funny, and full of compassion, someone who lit up every room she entered. Lisbeth and her mother had only moved to Edna about a year before the murder. Romero had overstayed a work visa and was arrested 5 days after the killing. Investigators used cell phone location data to find him in Schulenburg. In September of this year, he accepted a plea deal for murder and aggravated robbery. Romero is currently serving a life sentence in prison. On Thursday, the Victoria ISD Board of Trustees took a closer look at a possible bond for the May 2026 ballot. The Bond Action Committee is recommending a plan requiring at least $200 million. Under the proposal, Torres Elementary would expand to take in students from O'Connor. Hopkins and Dudley would be consolidated with a new school built at one of those sites. And students from Shields would be reassigned to 4 different campuses, depending on the board's final plan. District leaders say the changes could save nearly $2 million a year and help modernize VISD campuses. A house fire on Lilac Lane left one person hospitalized. The Victoria Fire Department responded to the home on Thursday afternoon. Crews rescued one person inside along with several dogs. The cause is under investigation, and the condition of the person taken to the hospital is unknown at this time. Calhoun County opened its new recycle center Thursday, a big step toward keeping the community cleaner and greener. County leaders say the goal is to make recycling easier for everyone and to get more residents involved in taking care of the local environment. Formosa Plastics donated $670,000 to build the center, which they say will help cut down on waste. Officials say it's an investment in the future, helping reduce what goes into landfills so the next generation inherits a cleaner Calhoun County.
Part of my job is to facilitate the making sure that we have good recycling program. in the communities. And so I have been very, very involved, but it's gratifying that all the senior leadership at Formosa Plastic has been fully committed to this.
This was a total local effort. And I'm down here just to celebrate that, we have such great cooperation here in Calhoun County.
The new Calhoun County Recycle Center is at 900 Landfill Road in Port Lavaca. It's open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. New questions and new information arise overnight. ABC's Andrea Fuigi has more on a controversial attack on a suspected drug smuggling boat in the Caribbean as the U.S. strikes yet another boat.
Overnight, the Pentagon releasing video of a new U.S. airstrike on a boat allegedly transporting drugs in international waters. Officials say 4 people were killed. U.S. Southern Command saying the strike targeted a boat operated by a designated terrorist organization. The announcement coming the same day military officials showed a group of lawmakers video of multiple strikes on a suspected drug boat off Venezuela in September. 2 survivors of the initial attack were killed. Critics argue that could be a war crime because international law prohibits killing enemy combatants who no longer pose a threat. After seeing the video, lawmakers' reactions appeared divided along party lines.
I didn't see anything disturbing about it.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service.
The lawmakers were shown all 4 strikes on this boat, but the public has only seen video of the first strike. Admiral Mitch Bradley, the commander who directed the attack, gave a quick nod when asked if he stands by his actions.
Admiral, do you stand by your actions?
Lawmakers from both parties say Admiral Bradley told them Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not give an order at the mission's outset to kill everyone on the boat. Hegseth says he only watched the first strike and did not learn about the other 3 until hours later. But there are questions as to when the following strikes were carried out. A source told ABC News overnight it was likely 41 to 44 minutes in between the first and second strikes. Democrats are calling on the administration to release the entire video, and President Trump says he intends to do so. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
A panel of vaccine advisors to the CDC is delaying a crucial vote about guidelines of when to give the hepatitis B vaccine to babies. The vote will now happen this morning. The delay in a decision comes after an hours-long meeting filled with what some advisors describe as misinformation and conflict. Vaccinating all newborns against hepatitis B was first recommended in 1991. Friday, the panel will also discuss ingredients and timing for vaccines on the childhood schedule. The South Texas Transportation's 12th annual conference focused on the importance of transportation in our region. Former NASA astronaut Sidney Gutierrez says when it comes to getting around, transportation needs to be affordable, safe, and reliable. The conference covered cars, buses, boats, planes, and everything in between. Gutierrez says no matter how you get from point A to point B, transportation plays a big role in our everyday lives.
Transportation should make your day-to-day life much easier and simpler. When you move, when you go anywhere, when you move something, you want yourself not to be hurt, and you want whatever you're moving to not be damaged.
Gutierrez says transportation is important for economic development and infrastructure opportunities. 3 high school students also received scholarships at Thursday's conference to further their education in transportation or engineering. It's now 6:39 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A final home-turn tragedy, a woman's fight for justice.
A divided Supreme Court approves a controversial redistricting map in Texas. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington, breaking down what this new ruling can mean in the upcoming midterm elections.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast.
Here's a look at what you can expect on Community Crossroads. We learn about a nativity scene exhibit and the African Children's Choir. We hear from the Calhoun County Humane Society and the Victoria Police Department.
Recommending people lock their cars, keep them locked. That's what the burglars in Victoria are looking for, is unlocked vehicles. They're looking for easy targets. So let's not make it easy for them to make us a victim by leaving our cars unlocked.
Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday. Y'all get excited for the weekend because we got some lovely weather coming away, and we're going to look at that in a second because before all the nice weather gets here and the sun comes out, we got to deal with a little bit more clouds and rain. You can see radar showing lots of scattered showers and sprinkles still happening all around the Crossroads this morning. Most of it is happening, I guess all of it is happening right along 59. We're talking all the way from Beeville all the way up through Wharton and going into Houston now. The rain has begun up there, but once again, I want to remind y'all, everything that's out there right now is pretty light. We're talking like a light rain, maybe a moderate sprinkle, if anything, unless you're looking at these yellow covers right there. So I'm going to let y'all decide if you want to bring your umbrella or not. That's what I'm trying to say. But chances for rain are going to continue just like that, 40% of the area for the rest of the morning up until about 9. So I guess not really the rest of the morning, but up until 9, that's when we're going to hold that rain chance at 40% for scattered showers and sprinkles. But after 9, we're going to clear up our skies for rain mostly. We'll die down the chance to 20%, 20, for maybe a few spotty leftover lingering showers and sprinkles for the rest of the day. But for the rest of us, if you don't see that rain for any time of the day, you can see lots of clouds out there. So don't need your sunglasses just yet. Until tomorrow, because the sun's coming out. We're going to look at that here in a second because overnight tonight, maybe a 10% chance to see a couple more sprinkles closer to the coast, but otherwise we're all going to be looking cloudy still. Until tomorrow, here comes the sun. And that's going to warm us up this weekend. Before that gets here, though, clouds today are going to keep us a little cool. 54 for the high in Victoria, and everyone else going to be about the same. High is going to be in the maybe low 50s in our northern counties. Everyone else mid 50s. And low temperatures tonight going to be chilly again, dropping down to the upper 40s. But with the sun coming out tomorrow and all the way through next week, look at this, y'all. We're warming up. Upper 60s for highs and low 70s, and it's going to be just like that all the way through next week. And we'll look at that next.
Last night we had the 2A Division I regional finals with their Refugio Bobcats facing the Mason Punchers out in San Antonio, and Refugio feeling a lot confident after they beat Ganado last week. So how will that kind of translate tonight? Again, you got two top players, right? Ray Lewis has been the top quarterback using his legs and his arm, and then Xander Wills at the running back spot. He's been very huge on the offensive side as well there for the Bobcats. And guess what? I just mentioned Lewis with his legs. Well, he does it right here. How about this big time rush, getting himself down the sideline all the way inside the red zone around the 15-yard line. Then the next play after that, Lewis would call his number again, and he would finally slip us through into the end zone. Refugio would be up 6-0 after missing the extra point after on the next play. But for Mason, it's the team that does not go away. They know how to score points out there for the Mason Punchers, and they do it right here. How about this big time pass there from the quarterback? Finds in the end zone. Finding, it looks like that was number 3 there. Kingston Garza gets the catch. And for Mason, they would have the 7-6 lead before Refugio. This explosive offense would just keep getting more points as Ray Lewis in that touchdown play there found Layden Garza for the end zone, and Xander Wills added 2 rushing touchdowns to help the Bobcats win 27-13 over Mason. And now for the Bobcats, they're going to wait to face the team who wins later tonight. They're versus the Joaquin Rams or the St. Augustine Wolves, and that will be at the Berry Center in Cypress, Texas, and it'll be Thursday next week. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can stream our daily newscast and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus. Now to a Supreme Court decision that will impact voting here in Texas. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with a closer look at a controversial redistricting plan.
This morning, the Supreme Court allowing Texas to move forward with a newly redrawn congressional map for the 2026 midterm elections, despite a lower court ruling that the map likely discriminates on the basis of race. Texas state officials arguing the map was drawn purely for political advantage, which the Supreme Court has previously allowed. The court's 3 liberal justices dissenting, Justice Kagan writing, the court's order disserves the millions of Texans whom the district court found were assigned to their new districts based on their race. But the majority insisted the lower court had improperly inserted itself into an active primary campaign, upsetting the delicate federal-state balance in elections. Critics argue this Supreme Court decision has the appearance of partisanship.
Over the last year, the Supreme Court has repeatedly issued emergency orders that have set aside existing law and the careful work of district courts when asked to do so by the Republican Party.
The state's redistricting plan, pushed by President Trump, would likely flip 5 congressional seats in Texas from Democrat to Republican in an effort to preserve the slim GOP majority in the House in next year's midterms. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the new maps better represent Texas voters, writing on social media, quote, "We won. Texas is officially and legally more red." The Texas effort set off a nationwide redistricting battle. To counter those moves, Governor Gavin Newsom led a campaign to change California's congressional map, which voters approved in November. The Trump administration has since sued California to block that new map, even after praising the Supreme Court for keeping the redrawn Texas map. Newsom responding overnight, calling out Attorney General Pam Bondi, who supported the Supreme Court ruling, saying, quote, "So you're going to drop your lawsuit against us, right, Pam?"
The Texas decision sets the stage for ongoing redistricting battles in states around the country, with both Republicans and Democrats vying for more seats. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
A Gonzales County rescue owner is demanding justice. 25 News Now weekend anchor Amaya Norman spoke with the rescue owner after authorities seized several of her animals. A warning, some of the images in this story may be too graphic for some viewers.
They were going to evaluate the horses, and if I didn't comply to what they wanted, they were going to come and take all the animals, my dogs, my chick, every animal on this property, living or dead or unborn, was going to be seized.
Cherry says several animals were euthanized on site. She says many of the animals were sick or recovering, but still had quality of life and were being cared for.
I told them, don't kill my horses. Well, they got me to comply. And as soon as I signed that paper, they started killing horses.
Meadow Haven calls itself a sanctuary, a final home for animals no one else wants. Cherry says seeing them die in front of her is something she never imagined.
And these people come in and ruin 20 years of life. I mean, my whole heart, my life is ruined.
Cherry expresses Meadow Haven is meant to be a safe place where animals can live out the rest of their lives, and she is now demanding justice. Amaya Norman, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
We reached out to the SPCA and the Gonzales County Constable's Office for clarification on why the animals were euthanized and whether any further action will be taken. We're waiting to hear back. If you see news happening, let us know. Contact our newsroom by emailing us at staff@crossroadstoday.com. You can also call our newsroom at 361-576-0026. It's now 6:49 on our Friday morning. Still to come on Sunrise. Some surprising news about mortgages you don't want to miss. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to James. Sending birthday wishes and love to James on his 4th birthday from Gigi and Grandpa.
Oh, look at that sweet picture. Happy birthday, James. And also happy birthday to Brittany. I want to wish my wife a happy 29th birthday. The children and I love you, babe. Have a wonderful day today.
Happy birthday to Benjamin. Happy 9th birthday, Benjamin. We hope you have a great day. Love, Bunny and Pops.
That's right, and enjoy your cake, Benjamin. He's our cake winner. And also happy birthday to Leo. Happy birthday, Leo. Mama and Daddy love you.
And happy birthday to Margaret Cho, who is 57 today.
Ooh, happy birthday, Margaret. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Just click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
I also want to wish Mike, Bianca, and Julie a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, y'all.
And happy birthday to you if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you're going to celebrate this weekend.
That's right. Happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm sure a lot of you all saw the 7-day forecast a few moments ago, and you probably saw what I was talking about. Y'all getting real excited because weather's going to start looking real nice once again as early as this weekend and all the way through next week. You can see our highs are going to be right back in the 60s and 70s thanks to that good old Texas sun peeking its face right back out of the clouds. But also thanks to winds, at times they're going to be out of the south because we're going to have a couple low pressure systems coming out of the Pacific to which they're going to bring us some fronts. You can see one will be here Sunday night dropping our highs back down to the low 60s for a day on Monday, but also our low temperatures, want to let y'all know, it's going to be a little bit chilly for a Monday morning, especially Tuesday morning. Northern counties might even get to the mid 30s. So a little bit chilly that morning, but for the daytimes, they're going to be very nice, thanks to our sun coming back out. But that's not out yet. You can see satellites showing all sorts of hefty cloud cover over South Texas, I guess the southern 2/3 of Texas, actually, because of our Pacific jet stream sitting right over our heads. That's nothing but a whole lot of moisture riding over a conveyor belt in the upper atmosphere. But also in the upper atmosphere, we have 3 low pressure systems out in the Pacific Ocean right now. I'm not going to bother pointing them out to you because I don't really have time for that. But what's going to happen is going into this weekend is one of those lows are going to come off of the Rockies, out of the Pacific, off the Rockies, and send us a front for Sunday night. It's a weak one. It'll just bring us a couple chilly mornings for Monday and Tuesday morning. But as we go into later next week, we're going to pick up a ridging pattern with high pressure off the west coast. That'll warm us up. And then the other 2 lows are going to drag this polar low system out of Canada and make us cold for next weekend. Cold for getting here Friday night. We'll have all that more later on Sunrise.
Getting a mortgage is getting a little cheaper. For the second week in a row, mortgage rates are down. Freddie Mac now says the average rate for a 30-year mortgage has dipped just below 6.2%. A year ago, rates were at nearly 6.7%. Also down the number of Americans filing for unemployment help. The Labor Department says 191,000 people filed first-time claims last week. Filings haven't been that low in more than 3 years. The federal government's overall look at jobs for November has been delayed by the shutdown and will be out in a little over a week. Netflix may be ready to buy the film and TV studios at Warner Brothers. Reuters says Netflix also wants Warner's streaming assets, including rival HBO Max. Netflix appears to be the front runner in bidding, but also includes Paramount and Comcast. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. The world's billionaires have reached a new milestone. Find out what it means. Have you ever wondered how many billionaires exist across the globe? Thursday, Swiss investment bank UBS released its annual Billionaire Ambitions report. They found the combined wealth of billionaires worldwide reached a record high this year. There are more than 2,900 billionaires on April 4th. Their combined wealth reached nearly $16 trillion, which was a 13% increase from last year. The FBI has arrested the suspect they believe planted pipe bombs on the eve of the January 6th siege on the Capitol. The FBI arrested Brian Cole Thursday morning, and a criminal complaint has been filed against him. Investigators say Cole placed one pipe bomb near the Democratic National Committee headquarters and another near the Republican National Committee headquarters. And now let's get a look at our sunrise. Hopefully, maybe the last gloomy sunrise for a couple days.
Yeah. Well, actually, believe it or not, our sunrises are actually getting later in the daytime as we get closer and closer to the winter solstice. But this morning, our sunrise is at 7:07 in the morning. You can see the sun's not up yet, but it is starting to slowly brighten up out there, even with our cloud cover and rain around the area. We'll look at that radar after this because we're starting out the day a little bit chilly. 44 degrees here in Victoria County. Temperatures running about 1 to 2 degrees warmer in the city. 46 degrees right here, reported right outside the station on Navarro. But that's with a little bit of cool rain still falling around the area. And I want to let y'all know, I'll let you decide on the umbrella or not, because all the rain you see here on the radar is pretty light, maybe a couple sprinkles. Anywhere you see the yellow, that's going to be more of like a light to moderate rain. So I'll let y'all decide on the umbrella or not. But the rain you see out there right now, that'll be cutting off around 9 or 10 a.m. and we're looking cloudy for the rest of the day, keeping us cool. High 55 in Port Lavaca, 54 in Victoria, and a little bit cooler in Cuero. High 53 for today. So y'all bundle up and stay warm just one last day, because this weekend, next week, it is looking nice. I'm excited. I can't wait.
All right. Thank you, Parker, for giving us something to look forward to.
I cannot wait.
And thank y'all for being with us this morning. Join Shana Dawn Maclovio and Max Sid at 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.